Hi guys! Today we're playing Roblox in the Escape the Prison Just for Girls mode. This is going to be epic. Don't forget to like and comment.
Yeah, guys, we need to eat this giant cake to find a spoon and dig a tunnel. I always knew sweets could save the world.
Wow, Dobie, I think I found the spoon. It's time to start digging the tunnel. I wonder why they hide spoons in cakes. Is this some kind of secret tradition?
Now we need to go through this crazy parkour with rusty pipes and nails. And there's lava below. What a challenge! Who came up with such extreme conditions? As if rusty pipes and nails weren't enough.
Exactly, careful, this pipe is shaking. Hold on tight.
Whew, almost fell. These nails are so sharp, like they're specially sharpened. Apparently they're not expecting guests here.
Almost there, Dobie. Look, there's the exit from the parkour ahead. But be careful, just a few more jumps.
Escaping this prison in Roblox is really tough. I don't know if we can make it. It all depends on you, viewers. I wonder if we have more boys or girls on our channel. Everyone hit the like button. And in the next video, we'll show who there's more of.
Dobie, it looks like we're in trouble. The girl guard is already after us. We need to find a way to escape quickly.
Exactly, Labrador. I see some pipes. Let's climb on them and try to go through the ventilation.
Great idea, Dobie. The guard won't be able to catch us at these heights. I hope she doesn't know we're parkour masters.
Haha, yeah, she has no idea we can jump like cats. The ventilation is ahead, ready?
Always ready. Let's climb up, Dobie. This is like a spy movie. We just need some laser traps.
It would be cool if someone added lasers, but we'll manage without them for now. Here's the exit from the ventilation. We're almost free.
Jump down, quick. We did it. We escaped from the guard.
Phew, what an adventure. Labrador, remember when we were called to that girls' party? That was fun, too.
Oh, right. The girls had a unicorn and rainbow cupcake party. And we were called because they thought someone stole their pink glitter.
Ha ha, yeah. It turned out the glitter was hidden by one of the girls' little sisters as a surprise. And we were searching for the thief all that time.
And don't forget when we accidentally fell into the ball pit. The girls laughed so hard and we looked like two giant balls ourselves.
Yeah, that was an unforgettable evening. It's good that we can not only catch criminals, but also entertain kids.
Dobie, you won't believe what happened last week.
Something serious?
Yes, very. A mother came to us desperate about her little girl named Lily. It turned out that Lily really wanted to summon a unicorn. She had heard many stories about magical creatures and was convinced they existed.
What did she do?
She turned to a local witch named Morgana. Everyone knows she's a powerful sorceress capable of real miracles, but her methods are often unsafe.
That already sounds alarming. Morgana was never known for her kindness.
Exactly. Lily approached her with the request to summon a unicorn. Instead of explaining that such things could be dangerous, Morgana agreed to help. She said she would fulfill her wish, but the result would be unexpected.
What happened?
Morgana performed the ritual, but instead of summoning a unicorn, she turned Lily into one. When the girl realized what had happened, it was too late. She found herself in the body of a unicorn, unable to speak or explain what had happened.
That's terrible. How did we find out about this?
Lily's mother came to us when the girl went missing. She told us about her suspicions and mentioned that Lily often talked about unicorns and magic. We immediately suspected something was wrong and went to Morgana.
How did we manage to save Lily?
When we arrived at the witch's house, we saw a unicorn locked in a pen. It looked scared and helpless. We demanded an explanation from Morgana. At first, she denied everything, but under pressure, she confessed to her spell.
How did we turn Lily back?
We forced Morgana to perform a reversal spell. It wasn't easy, but eventually she agreed, understanding that the consequences could be severe for her. With the spell, Lily returned to her human form. She was frightened, but safe and sound.
That's incredible. Good thing we made it in time. How is Lily now?
She's recovering. Her mother is taking care of her, and they are trying to forget about the terrible incident. We also warned everyone in the area about the dangers of dealing with Morgana.
Great job, Labrador. The important thing is that Lily is safe, but we should keep an eye on Morgana to ensure nothing like this happens again.
Guys, what do you know about gnomes? Do you believe in them?
Labrador, do you remember that strange call we got a week ago?
Of course, Dobie. It was one of the most unexpected cases we've encountered. We got a call from a girls' camp. They reported that gnomes had taken over their camp and seemed to be planning to make the girls their queens.
Yeah, I remember. When we arrived on the scene, the situation was really alarming. Gnomes, who are usually considered peaceful beings, were behaving quite aggressively. They had set up their flags and turned the camp into their temporary stronghold.
The gnomes started demanding that the girls acknowledge them as kings and become their queens. They acted as if it was a matter of honor for them. I don't know what could have prompted such behavior, but it was clearly something unusual.
Exactly. We saw that the girls were locked in their tents and the gnomes were guarding the camp. It seemed like they were trying to perform some sort of ritual to assert their right to the royal status.
It was really unsettling. We quickly devised a plan to free the girls. The first step was to determine how many gnomes were there and what their weak points were. We had to act carefully to avoid provoking them into aggression.
We split into groups. I and a few of our team approached the camp from one side to distract the gnomes. Meanwhile, another group used this opportunity to free the girls and lead them out of the camp.
The gnomes were surprisingly persistent, but we used cunning and strategy to outmaneuver them. One of our colleagues created a false noise on the other side of the camp, which gave us a chance to quickly and discreetly free the girls.
We found the girls in their tents. All were shaken but generally safe. We explained the situation to them and helped them leave the camp. Fortunately, we managed to do this before the gnomes noticed anyone was missing.
Once the girls were safe, we returned to the gnomes to find out what had happened. It turned out that the gnomes were under the influence of some magical amulet that made them act against their will. We managed to return the amulet to its place and restore order.
Yes, after the amulet was returned, the gnomes went back to their usual behavior and even apologized for their actions. We made sure everything was settled and there would be no further issues.
It's good we were able to help the girls and sort out the situation. It was truly a strange and unexpected case.
Absolutely. The important thing is that everyone is safe and the girls' camp is back to being a place for relaxation, not a captured fortress.
But that's not the last case involving you girls. We love and appreciate you very much. You're our princesses. But now, here's a very scary story about you.
Labrador, do you remember that not-so-ordinary week ago? We got a call saying that all the girls at the camp had turned into zombies.
Oh, how could I forget? It was a real nightmare. We thought it was just another prank or a false alarm. But when we arrived, we saw that it was much worse than we could have imagined.
Yes, when we got there, the camp looked like a scene from a horror movie. The girls, who had recently been full of energy and laughter, were now wandering around the camp like zombies, with empty eyes and slow movements. We realized it wasn't a prank.
We immediately noticed that something was wrong. None of our attempts to communicate with them worked. They didn't respond to our voices and couldn't explain what had happened to them. We had to figure out the cause and find a way to help.
We started investigating the camp. We observed the girls' behavior and looked for possible signs of infection or magical influence. It seemed that this was not a typical infection, but something supernatural.
Yes, and that's when we found strange things. It turned out there was an old spell book in the camp, left there by someone. The book was full of ancient and dark magical formulas. We suspected that someone might have used it for a ritual.
Exactly. We decided to trace the source of the magic. We discovered that the book had been found by one of the girls. She had accidentally opened it, and one of the spells apparently activated, turning everyone into zombies.
The next step was to find a way to reverse the spell. We contacted a local mage who specialized in such matters. He explained that we needed to perform a purification ritual to neutralize the spell's effect.
We organized the ritual at the camp. It was challenging, as the girls continued to wander around, but with the help of magical symbols and spells, we managed to create a protective circle and carry out the ritual. It was like battling a dark force that had consumed them.
And fortunately, the ritual worked. After we completed the process, the girls began to regain their senses. Their eyes returned to normal, and they returned to their usual state. It was an incredibly joyful and relieving moment.
Yes, we immediately noticed that the girls were in shock, but they received all the necessary help. We provided medical checks and psychological support to ensure there were no lingering effects.
And although that week was a real test, we managed to handle it. The camp became a safe place again, and the girls returned to their usual activities.
It was indeed a unique case, but fortunately, we were able to deal with it and restore everything to its proper state.
Remember when we were training with our iron swords? Recall how I accidentally hit you in the side when you tried to do a trick? That was a lot of fun.
Oh, don't remind me. At that moment, I thought my acrobatics dreams were over. But now, we need to use all our skills and wits to defeat this Iron Beauty.
Agreed. And don't forget, This robotic cop definitely doesn't like it when her swords get touched too often. Let's flank her and strike at the vulnerable spot.
Look what I've come up with. Let's do it in team attack style. One distracts, the other strikes. We'll be like a battalion during the holidays. Fast and efficient.
We did it. Guys, see you in the next mode. Remember, together we can handle any challenge. What? Where are we, Dobie?
I don't know, but it looks a lot like a children's room with toys everywhere.
Wait a minute, it can't be. This looks like
The
Evil Doll's room. Hello, everyone. Today, Dobie and I are going to escape from the Evil Doll's house. What will we encounter?
And what awaits us will be a multitude of amazing and mysterious challenges. Our goal is not only to escape, but also to defeat the evil doll herself.
Just look at this room. It even has a special atmosphere that makes you start to feel like a child again.
I completely agree with you, Labrador. Today we will also plunge into childhood and explore the house of this doll.
So, it looks like we need to go through this small passage. The arrows lead to the house. Hopefully, the battle with the doll won't start too soon.
We picked up some candy. I wouldn't try it. She might have poisoned it. We need to find 10 of these candies.
It seems like we need to jump here. Let's postpone it for a bit and explore this house. Maybe we'll find something useful here.
Great. It wasn't in vain that we looked around. We found another candy.
Hooray! Checkpoint so we can die.
How much she loves herself, hanging her own portraits. I think you took your phrase too seriously. There was no need to die for a check.
I accidentally thought it was okay to walk there.
Ahead is another hole. Where are we descending to? It's like we're not far from hell.
Doesn't look like hell. It's a mountain of dishes here.
Listen, for me, a mountain of dishes is hell. I hate washing them.
And I'm the opposite. I enjoy it. I turn on my favorite playlist and sing along. It really lifts my spirits.
It's very strange. It seems like this place hasn't been cleaned in years. Maybe instead of washing dishes, she just buys new ones?
Yeah, that seems to be the case. I can't think of any other explanation for this mess.
It feels like we still have forever to go. I don't see the end in the distance. These arrows do have a mesmerizing effect, almost as if they're intentionally arranged to create an illusion or induce hallucinations.
Did you notice that in this room the floor is lava? But I see roses in this lava. It seems like these are hallucinations.
I see them too. Great, we've reached another checkpoint.
It seems like there's finally an end. Phew, I hope the next location won't involve parkour. I'm a bit tired already.
Some creepy toys, perhaps a demon has possessed them, or the souls of children are trapped inside them. Brr! Scary. By the way, did you know that in Poppy Playtime, the toys aren't actually bloody, but it's a mixture of red Poppy? I recently studied the storyline of this game. It's very interesting.
No, I didn't know. I'll definitely check it out in my free time, but just look at how we were fooled. It turns out we didn't see the real end, but now we can see the house in the distance. It seems like we should head there.
Let's hurry up then. I can even see a Ferris wheel. It's a very interesting location. I'd like the amusement park to be close to our police station.
Hey, Dobie, have you ever thought about candies?
Of course, Lab. Who doesn't love sweets?
True that. But do you have a favorite candy?
Well, I think my choice is chocolate candies with nuts. What about you?
I prefer caramel candies. They're like a sweet sound in the middle of the workday.
Agreed. Sometimes caramel can be a real lifesaver. But you know what's even better than candies?
I don't think anything can be better than candies. Well, maybe even more candies.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on the same page with you. Candies are just incredibly delicious.
You just look at her. Why is she sitting there staring at us and didn't even say hello?
It seems to me she pretended to be an inanimate doll, but was actually watching us.
Then it's even scarier. Maybe we need to walk around here and find a way to open the gates.
Here it is, the button. Looks like we need to press 3 of these.
It says you can hide here. Looks like we're about to face some dangerous challenge.
Let's go.
And here she is, descending on her long braids. How does she see anything with those eyes?
Oops, let's hide quickly. I want to watch her from a safe place.
Let's climb higher. Maybe she won't notice us that way.
Did you see that? Her braids just flickered past the room. I'd hold my breath.
We mustn't forget our current task, namely to press 2 more buttons.
It's good that we took a look around. It's never unnecessary. Actually, I see quite a few rooms here where we can hide, so this challenge will be very easy for us, especially considering that we have experience as sheriffs.
I constantly hear her whispering. It's very unsettling.
Oh no, she's behind us. We need to hurry and press this button and hide. Let's lighten the mood and ease the tension by telling the folks a couple of interesting stories.
Okay, let me get started. It was a regular morning in our quiet town. Sheriff Dobie and I decided to relax a bit and headed to our favorite corner cafe to enjoy some delicious donuts and good conversation. Just as we were starting to savor the aroma of fresh donuts, our tranquility was suddenly disrupted. We received a call from the evil ice cream vendor who allegedly hypnotized children with his ice cream and demanded ransom. Without hesitation, we abandoned the donuts and rushed to the scene. The situation was serious, and we needed to act quickly. Upon arrival at the ice cream stand, we found a group of children with blank, trance-like stares, as if they were indeed under hypnosis. We realized that the ice cream contained some strange component that affected the children's minds. Without wasting any time, we devised a plan. I distracted the ice cream vendor by asking him questions about his ice cream, while Dobie searched for and destroyed the source of the hypnotic influence. Thanks to our coordinated efforts, we were able to expose the villain and free all the children from his control. We apprehended the ice cream vendor and handed him over to the police.
Great story, Labrador. In the meantime, we've passed the first mini-challenge and are tackling the parkour again. Let me continue our tales. Waking up to the unexpected sounds of fireworks, I immediately sensed that something was amiss. After all, it was still early in the morning, and such loud noises didn't fit the usual order of things in our town. Getting out of bed, I realized that I needed to check what was going on. Stepping outside, my nose caught something strange. The smell of smoke and fire. Sheriff Labrador, my faithful partner, was already waiting for me outside my house, and his expression said it all. Something serious had happened. Following our instincts, we decided to investigate the area where we heard the fireworks. Soon enough, we found the source of the smoke. A warehouse storing goods for our town was on fire. We quickly approached the scene and began unraveling the puzzle. The traces left at the crime scene told us that it was the work of malicious criminals, unwilling to bring anything good to our town. Gathering all possible evidence, we concluded that our task was to find the culprits and prevent further attacks on our community. Thanks to our efforts and meticulous investigation, we were able to track down the criminals and arrest them before they could do any more harm.
Dobie, you remembered another captivating story as well, but I can already feel that we're close to our goal. The final battle with the boss, the evil doll, is just around the corner. But before that, I want to share one more of my stories. After a long and well-deserved break, when Dobie and I finally returned to work, I felt full of enthusiasm and ready for action. However, to our surprise, the first few hours on duty were completely calm. Not a single call came in, and I began to find it suspicious. Suspicions grew when I noticed that our antenna wasn't transmitting signals. Apparently, something had happened to the wires. We started checking and found that the wires had been chewed through. The culprit turned out to be an evil raccoon, who clearly didn't want us to receive calls and be able to help people. Realizing immediately that our communication was disrupted, I pressed the SOS button to alert the other sheriffs about the problem. We couldn't afford to leave our town unprotected due to unexpected technical issues. Soon after that, the calls started pouring in one after another. It was obvious that people needed our help, and there was no time to waste. Dobie and I immediately headed to the scenes to assist those in need.
Oh my God, while you were telling us your story, we've already started battling the evil doll. Let's give her a fight.
Did you see how that giant candy nearly hit us on the head? We need to not only aim at it, but also dodge its attacks.
She seems to really love sweets. How is she not stuck in another place? Oh, she's a doll.
Shoot more accurately, our shots are missing.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
By the way, Dobie, have you ever thought about the harm of sweets?
Of course, Lab. Sweets can be delicious, but they can also be harmful, especially if consumed in excess.
Exactly. I've noticed that lately our residents have been consuming too many sweets. This can lead to health problems, especially for children.
Yes, and not just for children. We need to inform our citizens about the importance of balanced nutrition and limiting the consumption of sweets.
Agreed. Let's organize a campaign to educate people about the dangers of excessive sugar consumption. Together, we can make our city healthier and stronger.
Yes, we did it. Well done, Sheriff Labrador.
Hold on. Maybe we haven't won yet. I'm not quite sure what she's doing right now.
It seems like I understand what's about to happen, and I'm glad about it.
Oh my, what a ridiculous death. It must be quite embarrassing, especially considering she almost had us for dinner.
Absolutely! It's time to celebrate our victory for real now!
Sometimes even the cringiest dances feel like a victory lap, don't they?
I agree with you, but it's still good that other players don't see it.
It seems like we've reached the end of this place, which means it's time to wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching us escape from this house today, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, don't forget to suggest other Roblox places for us to play. We're not saying goodbye. See you later. Hello everyone, Sheriff Labrador here. Can you guess who we're escaping from today? And by the way, I'm not alone.
Yes, Dobie is here too.
As you can see, we're in the house trapped by the evil grandmother. Our task for today is to escape from here. We need to be quiet so as not to wake her up.
But it's not that simple. Don't let her age fool you. She has built a complex of challenges in her house.
Look, she threw away our photo. It seems she hates us.
Let's start the escape. Oh, look, this is a photo of that old man we've already run away from. Looks like they're married.
Oh no, I hope she doesn't wake up from this. Yes, I remember how we escaped from that old man. Be sure to check it out on our channel.
Wow, it looks like this vent led straight to the attic of this house. I hope that Grandma doesn't catch us here. Oh, she even set up mines.
She probably loves cats since there's a photo of one hanging in her attic. Although, all grandmas love cats.
Why do you think this old lady put us in a cage?
As she probably wanted to make soup out of us.
Oh, look, I just noticed we're at a great height, and there are spikes below us.
I hope we don't fall right into the grandmother's mouth when we come out of the ventilation.
I hope so too. It would be tragic if she ate us right away.
There's a lot of dust in this ventilation. It's driving me crazy.
Oh, look, this grandma is right in front of us. I hope she doesn't wake up right now. Let's jump onto her belly.
Oh, that was unexpected, but it's good she didn't notice us.
Look, are those teeth in a jar? Fee!
I agree, that's disgusting. All right, we need to hurry before she wakes. I didn't even get to finish my sentence.
She's running right after us.
Sue, what are these snotty green cookies? We'd better not step on them.
She's even farting.
Oh no, she's too close. She might grab us by the tail.
Look, there's a red button in front of us. We need to press it quickly.
This button opened a passage ahead. Let's run there before the evil grandma catches us.
Oh, look how red the evil grandma turned. We should jump next to her.
Look, now she's not even paying attention to us.
There are so many cookies here. I was right when I said she really loves cookies.
The evil grandma is so clumsy that she even knocked over the glass of milk.
Grandma completely forgot about us. She's not even trying to chase us anymore.
Oh, look, it's a giant fan that will lift us straight up.
There are traps along our path set by the evil grandma, but we won't give up. We'll easily overcome them.
I completely agree with you, Dobie. There are no obstacles on our path that we cannot overcome.
Oh, we almost fell back down. We need to be more careful.
Hooray, we've overcome those traps.
Don't celebrate too soon. Let's see what awaits us next behind this door.
Look, we've ended up in some sort of dungeon.
Let's jump on these geysers. I think they'll help us move forward.
Hey, Dobie, don't you think it's getting too hot in here?
I agree with you. It's getting too hot here. Let's get out of here quickly and eat some cold ice cream.
Phew, the board broke right under us. I hope that doesn't happen again.
Look, there's ventilation again. I think we should climb into it.
The ventilation is dusty again. I hope there are no spiders here.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see a giant spider here.
Oh no, we fell into the room where the evil grandma is knitting.
I hope we don't meet her here. I wouldn't want her to knit a scarf out of us.
Listen, it sounds like something gigantic is rolling nearby. Oh, Dobie, I wasn't imagining it. A giant ball of yarn just rolled past us. Oh no, we didn't quite make it to the safe spot in time. I hope we can reach a safe spot before the next one squashes us flat.
I think we just had a bit of bad luck with the timing.
How convenient that there are holes in the walls. If they weren't there, we would have been flattened a long time ago.
Oh, I can see the exit. I hope the end is near.
Hey, Dobie, to make it more exciting as we head towards the final showdown with the evil grandma, let's remember how we saved the city from the evil robot.
Of course, it was one of those days when everything seemed calm until the nightmare began. The sky darkened and a giant evil robot appeared on the horizon, casting a shadow over our town. The townsfolk were panicking, and we, Sheriffs Dobie and Labrador, knew we had to act fast.
First, we had to calm the people down and organize the evacuation of those in the danger zone. But then we decided to find out more about this monstrous machine.
We were shocked to discover that the robot was controlled by a deranged inventor who had lost control of his creation. The robot was rampaging through the town, causing havoc and destruction.
We realized there was no time to waste. We needed to act swiftly to save the town. We assembled a team and gathered all the resources we could find to stop this mechanical menace.
We devised a plan to disable the robot. It was risky, but we had no other choice. We had to protect our town and its people.
Using our knowledge of mechanics and some heavy-duty equipment, we managed to create a powerful electromagnetic pulse, EMP, device. Our goal was to get close enough to the robot to activate the EMP and shut it down.
With the help of our brave team, we set up a diversion to distract the robot while we got into position. It was dangerous, but we were determined to succeed.
As the robot focused on the diversion, Dobie and I made our move. We got close enough to activate the EMP, and with a loud hum, the robot started to malfunction.
The giant robot staggered and then collapsed, its systems fried by the EMP. The immediate threat was over, but we knew we had to secure the area and ensure the robot was completely disabled.
Working together, we dismantled the robot piece by piece, making sure it couldn't be reactivated. The townsfolk began to emerge from their hiding places, grateful and relieved.
Saving the town from the giant robot, we understood that the power of our unity and determination could overcome any challenge. Thanks to our joint effort, the town was saved. And Labrador and I are proud to have helped our community in its hour of need.
Did you see that giant pool filled with cookies? She's definitely crazy.
Yeah, but there's a trap here. Of course, it didn't work on us, but it was still scary. One wrong move and it's all over.
Look, there's another big fan here. Hopefully there are fewer traps this time around.
This fan has propelled us to crazy speeds.
I love speed, especially when I'm racing on my police bike to respond to calls.
Oh, look, the airflow from the fan lifted us up.
Let's jump carefully so we don't fall into the abyss.
This challenge room is longer than I thought. Hopefully, we'll get out of here soon.
Oh, there's a new obstacle ahead, but we're not afraid of it.
It's interesting why the evil old lady set up these challenges for us.
I think it's useless to dwell on that. Our main priority is to escape from here.
Oh, we weren't careful enough going through that obstacle course. Next time, we should watch our step more closely.
Carefulness and professionalism are crucial aspects of our work.
These pipes are taking us higher and higher. The main thing is not to fall into that abyss.
I think the exit from here is coming up soon. The key is not to rush, and everything will work out.
It's getting boring. Let's tell another story again.
With pleasure. It was one of those serene days when the sun was shining bright and the town was going about its usual business. But then came the relentless rain. At first, it seemed like a passing shower, but it soon became evident that this was no ordinary downpour. The streets were quickly flooding and panic spread among the townspeople. Sheriff Dobie and I knew we had to act swiftly.
First and foremost, we had to calm the frantic residents and swiftly organize the evacuation of those in the flood's path. It was a chaotic scene, with people desperately seeking higher ground as the waters rose.
Once the initial chaos was somewhat under control, we delved into understanding the cause of this sudden deluge.
To our astonishment, we discovered that a reckless scientist was to blame. He had been experimenting with weather control technology and inadvertently triggered this catastrophic flooding.
There was no time to waste. The safety of our town was at stake. We quickly assembled a team of rescuers and set out to confront this new challenge.
Together, we devised a plan to mitigate the flooding and clear the streets. It was risky, but in times of crisis, risks must be taken.
Using specialized equipment and strategic placements, we managed to divert the worst of the flooding away from populated areas and towards safer zones.
Through tireless effort and determination, we were able to stabilize the situation. The water levels began to recede, and the immediate danger passed.
As the town started to recover amidst the cleanup and restoration efforts, Dobie and I reflected on the resilience of our community. It was through our combined efforts and unwavering resolve that we managed to save our town from the brink of disaster.
The experience reinforced to us the importance of unity in the face of adversity. Together, we overcame the challenges posed by the flooding and emerged stronger as a community. Labrador and I take pride in having been able to assist our fellow townsfolk in their time of need.
Hey, Dobie, enough with the story. Look, there's a giant cookie in front of us. Let's get closer to it.
Let's grab it before the evil old lady comes.
I think it's a trap, so be prepared.
We're sheriffs after all. We're always ready.
I guessed it, but it was pretty obvious. What else could the grandma come up with? Look at how many of her clones are here.
When did she manage to multiply like this? I think we need to hurry, or they'll fill up this entire lawn.
Despite all our efforts, the clones of the evil old lady keep coming and coming.
We've already taken almost half of this old lady's health. It's good they gave us a bazooka instead of a revolver. Otherwise, we'd be fighting for a very long time.
Don't celebrate too soon. We need to be more careful or we'll end up trapped here forever.
I've noticed there are two types of grandmas here. Some die from one hit, while others have a lot of HP.
Hooray, we won! That was a thrilling battle.
Oh, I totally agree with you, Labrador. It was not an easy battle.
Now we just need to get out of this cursed house as quickly as possible.
Wow, what a car. It must be some powerful sports car. It even has cookie wheels. Since we defeated that grandma, it means we've accomplished our goal for today.
And that means it's time to say goodbye. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button.
See you soon.
Hello, dear friends. As you can see, we are at school, which means today we will be escaping from Mr. Stinky.
Yeah, hello everyone. But first, we need to get out of the classroom. Crazy Mr. Stinky has hung our photo on the board and written that we're noobs. We need to prove him wrong.
We'll gladly do that. I think we'll manage it easily since we're real sheriffs. Let's activate the fire alarm and escape before anyone comes.
Sheriff Labrador, we have many tough challenges ahead, but we need to save our strength for the final boss battle.
Oops, it turns out he was very close the whole time. Looks like stealth isn't an option. Run!
He's looking at us so terrifyingly, with such a beastly smile. He's about to catch up with us. We need to speed up.
Did it seem like he pushed us with his belly? Maybe he's just trying to scare us or play with us. He probably just wants to see how we handle his challenges.
Ha ha ha! Why did he fall asleep? All right, better not take any chances.
Looks like someone before us tried to escape and stepped into this strange green liquid. I hope it's not snot.
Better snot than acid, I suppose.
We're climbing into the ventilation. We need to hold our breath to avoid choking on the dust.
Now we're gonna do a little parkour. We all remember that you're a professional at it, so I'm sure we'll pass through it without any mistakes. Looks like he's already awake. I hope he doesn't attack us now.
Just look at how creepy it looks. Why did he drill through the wall and peek at us through a hole instead of just setting up a camera?
Brr, very spooky. Maybe he thinks this will scare us and we won't be able to continue.
He won't scare us like this. We've faced scarier things. We just need to ignore him and focus on reaching our goal. We need to figure out how to open the gates.
I think those two buttons should open them. The question is whether we need to press them separately or at the same time.
It would seem unfair of the developer to make a door that can only be opened together. Well, we'll find out soon when we press the second button.
How much money and time do you think went into creating all these trials? He's really crazy. Why did he need to create all this just to watch crying children?
Great! The door opened. I think he spent around $500,000 in about 6 years on all of this. But we can't say for sure because we haven't seen the other trials yet, and I'm sure they'll be even more elaborate.
Oh, I've seen this trial somewhere before. I know what's coming next.
It's possible he's conducting these trials and observing us to learn our weaknesses and defeat us in the final battle.
Good theory, but right now we need to focus on not getting hit by the laser. Listen, I don't quite understand lasers in games and how they can disintegrate things, because I've never seen such lasers in real life. Only those you can play with a cat or aim with a weapon.
Dobie, there are lasers in existence that are very powerful and used in materials processing or furniture manufacturing. Their strength allows them to cut through various objects.
Got it, thanks. Look, this guy is suggesting that we take some secret path. I'm not sure if we should listen to him or not.
Well, I think if it's a trap and we get killed there, it's not a big deal, because we'll just respawn and continue on the normal path. Plus, it's very curious to see what's there.
It looks like a giant suspended platform. Maybe we're about to have a boss battle. But why did that guy say it's a secret way?
It seems like all we can do is press this red button.
On the count of 3.
Let's go!
All right.
It seems like the button really spawned the boss. He looks like Mr. Stinky, but with legs made of sewer pipes.
And under his body, there's a large gear. What could that mean?
Maybe Mr. Stinky likes steampunk, and that's why he made a robot copy of himself. It even knows how to throw its hat. Perhaps it has artificial intelligence built in?
Given the advancement of technology, it's possible, but the problem is that Mr. Stinky is 1,000,000 years old and wouldn't have mastered such technology. However, considering how crazy he is, we can expect a lot from him.
Just a little more HP left for him. The key is not to get too close so he can't reach us with his hat.
Yes! That was a bit exhausting. He was too strong. Or maybe they gave us too weak of a weapon.
All right, what's next? We defeated him and they didn't even give us anything? What nonsense. Maybe they'll at least leave us the weapons.
Phew! I wanted to go back but accidentally jumped. No big deal. They'll respawn us now.
In the end, that guy just blatantly tricked us. He probably wanted to laugh at us failing, but something didn't go according to plan. Did you notice that the edges of these books have spikes? That's very dangerous.
And there were also some balls with spikes. They looked a lot like viruses. I hope we didn't get sick from being near them.
I think we almost ran into a spiked mace. I didn't even notice it when I was jumping.
Oh no, it's Yellow-Toothed Larissa. Grab the weapon and shoot her in the eye.
Listen, so that means she's Mrs. Stinky. Because her breath smells bad, looks like she hasn't brushed her teeth in a long time. Fate! I hope she at least takes a shower.
And she also has terrible makeup and an ugly wart on her face. So it all makes sense now. Mr. and Mrs. Stinky are dating. Very interesting.
Hooray! The second boss is defeated. After the video, we'll need to celebrate our victories.
Sheriff Labrador, do you remember how we saved the town from the approaching tsunami?
Of course, Dobie. I remember every day of our teamwork. Sometimes before bed, I recall many of our adventures together, and it warms my heart instantly.
That's wonderful. Let's tell this story to the guys then. After a long day at work, Labrador and I finally boarded the bus heading home. We were tired, but satisfied with a job well done. Suddenly, through the bus window, we noticed the sky darkening, and the sea began to rage. Taking a closer look, we realized a tsunami was approaching our town.
Without hesitation, we jumped up and asked the driver to stop the bus. The driver, seeing our determination, complied immediately. We rushed out of the bus and ran to the nearest police station to raise the alarm.
We knew time was short. At the station, we contacted local authorities and warned them of the impending threat. All services were immediately mobilized to evacuate people from coastal areas and reinforce the dikes.
I took on the coordination of the evacuation. Alongside firefighters and rescuers, we began going door to door, warning residents and helping them quickly leave the danger zone. Meanwhile, Dobie organized barricades and directed transport for evacuating people.
The work was intense, but coordinated. The townspeople acted quickly and efficiently, following our instructions. The tsunami was already approaching as we completed the evacuation and reinforced the last dikes.
When the wave hit, we were ready. The high barricades and reinforced dikes withstood the force of the water. The town remained intact, and the residents were safe.
After the tsunami receded, we inspected the town. The damage was minimal thanks to the quick response and collective efforts of all services. The residents thanked us for our prompt action and rescue.
We returned home with a sense of having accomplished something truly significant. A saved town and the grateful faces of the residents were the best reward for our hard work.
Guys, if you enjoy our stories, be sure to write about it in the comments because we have plenty more to share.
I hope this guy won't interfere with us now.
It seems he's really getting in our way. Ugh, why did he stand up there and not move? There's no space as it is.
Let's remember another story about the cunning plan of the raccoons so we don't get too upset.
We went outside to investigate and saw strange glowing objects in the sky, resembling UFOs. These were devices disrupting the operation of electrical appliances, and their origin remained a mystery until we received a message from local residents who had seen raccoons placing something suspicious in the sewers.
We realized that raccoons, known for their cunning, had been planning this scheme for years, aiming to bring us back to the Stone Age. It posed a serious threat to our town, and we had to act quickly.
Gathering a team, we descended into the sewer pipes where we discovered and deactivated the devices disrupting electricity. It was a dangerous mission, but thanks to our unity and professionalism, we managed to succeed.
Look, we've reached some kind of cup. I think it's a trap. It can't be this easy. Someone is probably going to ambush us now.
Well, what should we do? Let's take it.
Yes, we were right. It was actually predictable. But the fact that this cup is our weapon is amazing.
How did Mr. Stinky make this robot? I wonder if it's hollow inside. But it's pure steel, so it must be very heavy. You have to be careful it doesn't fall on you, or it'll crush you flat.
It's possible it's not even a robot, but a giant suit. Maybe he's sitting inside it and controlling it.
Oh no, I didn't expect his attack to kill in one hit. It's okay though, everything's saved, and he's down to less than half HP. We'll finish him off quickly now. Let's go.
I didn't quite understand. He has another attack where he jumps. But just in case, I jump too. Maybe it's his lethal ground wave.
Yeah! Great job, Labrador. It seems that was the final boss. We can safely leave this cursed school now.
I hope they let us keep this cup. Besides reminding us of our victory and the effort we put into overcoming all the trials, it can still shoot. I would like a weapon disguised as a regular item. It could save someone's life.
And when you hold it in your hands, you run very fast. Probably because you feel pride in your victory and gain motivation.
Thank you for the support and for being a good conversation partner, Dobie. Without our teamwork, we wouldn't have made it to the end and wouldn't have been able to defeat the final boss.
Thank you too, Lab. I really enjoyed this place. Guys, if you know any other interesting Roblox places, be sure to write them in the comments so we can check them out.
Thank you guys for watching our videos all the way to the end. Well, our video is coming to an end. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you all later. Hi guys, we're back in Roblox, and today we're playing the Escape from Minions prison mode. Ready for an adventure?
Hi friends, yes, this is going to be fun. Imagine a prison full of minions. Who would have thought that these little yellow creatures could be so dangerous?
So our first step is to get out of the cell. Look, we need to crawl through the ventilation duct. Oh, it's like in prison escape movies.
Exactly. Go ahead, Labrador, you go first. You have more experience with this stuff. Aha.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's pretty tight. Hey, Dobie, remember the last time you got stuck in the vents?
Ha, right. That was in the Escape from the Asylum mode. Hopefully, these vents are wider. And here's the first boss, a huge minion with a laser gun.
Wow, he's a serious guy. Okay, I have a plan. We need to jump on the platforms, dodge his shots, and attack him with our bazooka.
Wow, and I thought minions only love bananas. Okay, jump, shoot. Oh no, he's aiming at me.
Dobie, take care of yourself. Shoot at his legs to slow him down. Yes, like that. We've almost defeated him.
Hooray, the first boss is down. But listen, what's that sound? It looks like we have trouble ahead. Another boss, Mega Minion with a shield and hammer.
Right, he looks tough. We need to be smart. Let's try to trick him and hit his weak spots when he lifts the shield.
Good plan, attack! Oh, look, he's swinging his hammer like Thor. Ha, I hope he's not as accurate.
Come on, Dobie, dodge. He's vulnerable when he attacks. Shoot him. Yes, we did it. He's defeated.
Whew, that was intense. But we made it. Labrador, do you remember how we used to watch Despicable Me as kids? Minions were always funny, and now they're real bosses.
You watched Despicable Me? The Minions are the coolest characters ever.
These little yellow guys are always at the center of all the funny situations. Have you guys watched this movie?
Yeah, I think everyone has. So, let's tell them what's going on here. We're in the secret base of the Minions. To escape, we need to complete a tough parkour and defeat 2 minion bosses. Sounds like a real challenge.
Wow, there are so many rusty pipes and platforms, they don't look very sturdy. Labrador, be careful not to fall.
I'm trying. Oh, I always said minions are jack of all trades, but their work isn't always perfect. Aha! Here's the first challenge. We need to jump over these moving platforms.
They probably made this to slow us down. By the way, remember how in Despicable Me, the minions were always repairing and inventing things? Looks like they've been busy here too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look, up ahead is our first boss, a huge minion with a laser gun. This is going to be tough.
A huge minion? Maybe he just ate too many bananas? Haha. All right, let's focus. To defeat him, we need to dodge his shots and attack back.
Hey, Dobie, remember how we met the minions a week ago? That was unforgettable.
Oh yeah, how could I forget? Did you ever expect our ice cream trip to end up with meeting those yellow guys?
Not at all. We had just left the store when we saw one minion chasing another who was rolling a giant ice cream ball down the street. They're always so funny.
Haha, exactly. And remember how they invited us to help with their latest experiment? They messed up the instructions so much that we ended up exploding a bunch of popcorn in their lab.
Oh, it was a real popcorn rain. Good thing we managed to escape before Gru showed up. He wouldn't have been pleased.
Yeah, but the minions were thrilled. They even gave us a tour of their secret base. Remember how one of them tried to show us his new gadget, the banana blaster?
Oh yeah, and how the blaster, instead of shooting bananas, started spraying banana puree all over the place. We were in a sticky nightmare.
Uh-huh. Good thing we got cleaned up when they took us to the banana bath. I still can't believe they have a separate room just for washing bananas.
Minions and their quirks. But then they showed us their new project, a giant cleaning robot. That was something.
Yes, but the minions forgot to set it up properly, and it started chasing us with a giant mop. Good thing we managed to turn it off before it turned everything into chaos.
But the funniest part was when we decided to race on their little yellow cars. These cars look so cute, but driving them is a real challenge.
Haha, yeah, especially when they decided to turn on all the obstacles and traps. I still can't believe we made it through the Ring of Fire unscathed.
That was a real adventure. And finally, remember how they surprised us with a huge cake?
Oh yeah, except instead of cream, it had a whole kilogram of banana puree, but it was fun and delicious.
Dobie, remember how it all started? The minions showed up at our office with rocket blueprints, promising that with their help, we could travel across the galaxy. When we were tasked with building a rocket for galactic exploration, we didn't expect this project to become one of the toughest challenges in our careers. This whole story began with the arrival of the minions who offered their assistance. Who would have thought that these funny yellow creatures would turn out to be such tricksters?
Of course, Labrador. They seemed so friendly and enthusiastic. Their plans looked incredibly detailed, and we decided it was worth a try.
We started building the rocket at our police station. The minions took on most of the work since they were real experts in mechanics and electronics. Everything went smoothly, and the rocket was ready for launch in record time.
The launch day arrived, and we all gathered at the launch pad. The minions were so excited that we didn't suspect any deception. We launched the rocket and headed into space.
The first few days of the flight were amazing. We saw incredible planets and stars. But then, as we approached the first planet, the minions suddenly changed course and locked us in a compartment.
We were shocked. It turned out the minions planned to steal all the planets and resources to create their own empire. They deceived us to use our knowledge and resources for their purposes.
We had to come up with a plan quickly. We knew we had to stop them and regain control of the rocket. We began looking for weaknesses in the security system that could help us escape.
After several hours of intense work, we managed to hack the system and disable the locks. We broke out of the compartment and confronted the minions in the control center.
It was an epic battle. The minions used all their tricks and gadgets to stop us. But Dobie and I were stronger and smarter. We managed to take control of the rocket and set course back to Earth.
When we returned to Earth, we reported the minions' betrayal and their plans to steal planets. The minions were arrested and sent to prison for further investigation.
This experience taught us to be cautious and not trust everyone blindly. But most importantly, we were able to protect our world and our galaxy from danger once again.
Yes, Labrador, we did an important job. Now we know that even in need to stay vigilant, and who knows what other adventures await us in the future.
Dobie, remember how it all started? We were called to the city because the minions were causing chaos everywhere. When Dobie and I were tasked with investigating the criminal activities of the minions, we never expected that we would eventually meet their leader, Gru. Our goal was not only to stop the minions, but also to try to understand what drives Gru to behave the way he does.
Of course, Labrador. They were stealing, creating havoc, and disturbing everyone's peace. We quickly realized that someone more cunning and smart was behind all this.
We began our investigation and soon discovered Gru, who was the king of all minions. We were warned that he was very dangerous, but we decided to approach this case differently.
Yes, instead of arresting him right away, we decided to try talking to him. It was important to understand why he became like this, and if it was possible to reform him.
We went to his lair, and to our surprise, Gru wasn't all that bad. He was gruff, but in his eyes we could see weariness and disappointment.
It turned out that Gru was a genius who had simply lost faith in people due to past betrayals and disappointments. The minions had become a kind of family for him, one he never had.
We started meeting with him more often, trying to show him that not all people are bad. We told him stories about our childhood, about how important it is to have real friends.
One day we invited him to a picnic. It was an ordinary day, but for Gru, it became something new and special. We played games, laughed, and just enjoyed the time together.
Gradually, Gru began to change. He became more open and kind. The minions, seeing the change in their leader, also started behaving better.
Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were moments when Gru relapsed and became the old Gru again. But we didn't give up and continued to support him.
Eventually, Gru completely changed. He even started helping us with investigations and, along with the minions, began protecting the city from criminals.
It was a long and difficult journey, but we managed to turn Gru from an evil genius into a kind and caring person. He became our friend and ally.
We proved that everyone deserves a second chance. And with friendship and support, even the most hardened villains can change.
Yes, Labrador. And now our city is safer and happier, thanks to our new friend Gru and his minions.
After that tough parkour, we have to face the boss. Yeah, Labrador, especially with those yellow walls and giant bananas trying to knock us down. Who do you think came up with these traps? Must be some super brainy minion. They probably thought regular prisons were too boring.
Oh, it looks like this is the real boss. And we only have a bazooka to take him down. Labrador, are you ready?
Of course, I'm always ready for these adventures. Let's keep shooting at him before he turns us into banana salad.
Haha, banana salad. All right, Mega Minion Boss, take this.
Watch out for his attacks. He's throwing huge banana bombs.
Whoa, these bombs are definitely not from the store. Listen, we only have a few shots left. Aim carefully.
Absolutely. Hey, Dobie, remember the last time we tried to escape from Nanny Betty? I think that was even harder.
Oh, for sure. But that's a story for another time. All right, guys. See you next time in the world of Roblox.
Hello, everyone, guys. Dobie and I really want to go to the bathroom, but the angry teacher won't let us. We'll have to endure or go through the challenges and get to the bathroom.
Yes, guys, hello. So today we logged into Roblox in the mode Don't Poop Yourself at School. Labrador, I really need to go to the bathroom. Let's hurry up. I'm about to brick it right here.
Dobie, do you see how scary it is here? This school is very frightening. There are rumors that the teachers here are real monsters. That's why they don't let students go to the bathroom.
Labrador, today we will find out the truth. But I can already tell you something. It's a big secret. Subscribers. I can tell you too, but you have to subscribe to the channel, like, and leave any comment. Time starts now.
Hey, Dobie, did you also notice that something's not right in our school? These teachers seem strange.
Oh, Labrador, haven't you figured it out yet? They are monsters. Remember Mr. Brown, our math teacher? He has glowing orbs instead of eyes.
Yeah, and his creepy smile when he gives us tests. It's like he feeds on our fear. And Miss Green, the biology teacher? She's definitely not human. Her hands sometimes look like tentacles.
Exactly, and she constantly asks us to bring live frogs for experiments. She's way too into dissecting, if you know what I mean.
Haha, yeah, right. And Mr. Red, our PE teacher, he's always so angry, and when he yells, his voice sounds like a wolf's growl.
Oh, yes, and he never lets us go to the bathroom. It's crazy. Maybe he's afraid we'll find out his secrets.
Quite possible. Remember how he caught Johnny when he tried to run away during recess? He snuck up on him so fast it was like he had 4 legs.
Oh, and Miss White from the library? She never blinks. I saw her eyes glowing in the dark when I returned a book after closing.
How creepy. She's definitely not human. I think she drinks more than just tea when she sits in her chair.
Labrador, have you noticed that the school is always eerily cold? Like there are ghosts here.
Yeah, and the strange noises in the hallways. Last night I heard someone whispering my name. It wasn't you, was it?
No way! In those moments, I hide under the blanket. But remember how we found those footprints on the floor in the chemistry lab? They were huge, like those of a Yeti.
Oh yeah, and that strange smell, like something's rotting. I think that was Mr. Red's dinner.
Haha, possibly. But what should we do? We need to uncover their secrets and tell everyone.
Yes, but first we need to find a safe place. Maybe in the old abandoned classroom.
Great idea. We'll gather evidence and save the other students. We're real detectives.
Hey, Dobie, do you see those huge guys on the field? We need to somehow get past them without getting crushed.
Oh, Labrador, those guys look like real tanks. The coach is definitely serious about their training. Look, that's Coach Brown, our PE teacher. He's definitely not human, more like a bull in human skin.
Yeah, you're right. He yells so loudly that the ground shakes. And those players, if we're not careful, we'll get flattened.
Okay, Labrador, stay close to me. We need to be like ninjas to sneak past them. Over there on the left, the players seem busy practicing tackles.
Good idea, Dobie. But look, Chris, our classmate, just dashed past us on the right. He's running so fast as if Coach Brown himself was chasing him.
Ahaha, exactly. I think Coach Brown secretly pumps them full of adrenaline. And what about Coach Green? He's standing by the goal and looks like he's about to explode with anger.
Yeah, and his constant growling when someone makes a mistake. I think he'll turn into the Hulk if someone throws the ball wrong. Hey, let's go behind that pile of helmets. They might give us some cover.
Agreed. Be careful. Don't trip. Oh, and there's Coach Red. His arms look bigger than my legs. Did you see him lift 3 guys at once yesterday?
Yeah, Red could compete in the world's strongest man show. I think he feeds his players some special mix. Hey, look, Coach White is here too. He's writing something in his notebook. probably planning how to catch us.
Or coming up with a new strategy to turn us into American football stars. But let's hope that's not the case. Ha ha!
One day, we received an urgent call from the city school. Students and parents were in a panic as the teachers suddenly turned into supervillains and blocked all the exits. Our city had never seen such chaos. Dobie and I immediately realized that an evil scientist, who had tried to wreak havoc before, was behind this.
Yes, Labrador. That villain was known as Professor Treachery. His goal was always to create chaos and fear. This time, he turned our teachers into monsters and took over the school. We knew we didn't have time to think. We headed straight to the school to deal with the situation.
The first thing we did was sneak into the school through the back entrance. Inside, we were met with a terrible surprise. The hallways were filled with traps and obstacles. Overcoming one obstacle after another, we began searching for the evil professor.
In every classroom, we encountered teachers who had been turned into supervillains. Mrs. Gray, the math teacher, had become the Ice Queen, freezing everything around her. Mr. Brown, the PE teacher, had turned into the Iron Bruiser, with superhuman strength. Each encounter was a tough challenge, but we didn't give up.
We understood that we needed to find the source of this transformation and stop Professor Treachery. As we passed through the library, we stumbled upon a secret passage leading to an underground laboratory. That's where the professor was hiding with his evil equipment.
When Professor Treachery saw us, he tried to activate his last trump card, a giant robot that was supposed to destroy the school, but we didn't give him a chance. Using our wit and agility, we disabled the robot and captured the professor.
Gathering all the evidence of his crimes, we called for backup. Professor Treachery was arrested, and his equipment was destroyed. Gradually, the teachers returned to normal, and the school once again became a place where you could learn without fear.
We're glad we could save the school and restore peace and calm. That day reminded us of how important it is to be ready for any challenge and to protect our city from evil.
That day started like any other, but turned into a real fairy tale. Dobie and I were patrolling our city when we noticed a strange glow coming from an old building on the outskirts. Deciding to check it out, we went inside and found ourselves drawn into an incredible adventure.
Yes, Labrador, it was something unimaginable. We entered a laboratory full of strange machines and vials. Suddenly, an evil scientist we had never seen before appeared. He introduced himself as Dr. Confidus and announced that he was going to turn all people into sweets. We tried to stop him, but he activated his machine, and we were both enveloped in a bright light.
When the light faded, we were horrified to find that we had turned into wild animals. I became a wolf and Dobie a fox. But that wasn't the worst part. Everyone around us had turned into sweets. Houses, shops, and streets were all covered with candies, cookies, and pastries that were once people.
We knew we had to act quickly. Our first task was to find Dr. Confetus, but he had disappeared. While searching for clues, we encountered several animals who had also been transformed from people. They were panicking, but we calmed them down and promised to find a way to return everyone to their normal state.
Our first step was to find a safe place for the animals to hide from other wild beasts. We found an old abandoned farm where they could take shelter. Then we headed deep into the forest, hoping to find some traces that could lead us to Dr. Confidus.
Labrador, do you remember how we stumbled upon that ancient cave? Inside, we found old records and magical symbols. It turned out that Dr. Confidus had used ancient magic to create his machine. We realized we needed to find a magical artifact to break the spell.
We continued searching and came across a magical tree that, according to legends, could set things right. The tree was guarded by a pack of wolves, but thanks to my new form, I was able to convince them to let us pass. We received a magical fruit from the tree, which was supposed to destroy the spell.
Returning to the city, we found Dr. Confidus's machine. I climbed inside and destroyed it using the magical fruit. Immediately after, all the sweets began to turn back into people. Dr. Confidus's magic was undone.
However, this didn't free Dobie and me from our animal forms. At the last moment, we found Dr. Confidus trying to escape. We caught him and forced him to return us to our human bodies. He reluctantly agreed, knowing he had no other choice.
Once we were back in our normal forms, everyone in the city thanked us for saving them. Dr. Confidus was arrested, and the city returned to normal. It was an adventure we will never forget.
Hey, Dobie, see that teacher? She's throwing textbooks at us. We need to figure out how to stop her right away.
Wow, Labrador, let's take cover. That's Miss Duty. She's furious. But what do we have against her textbooks?
Look, there are plungers in the corner. Let's use them. We can throw them at her to neutralize the threat.
Ha ha ha! This is going to be hilarious. All right, Labrador, aim and throw.
Catch this, Miss Duty. The plunger is flying. Look, it hit her right in the hair.
Great throw. Now it's my turn. I grab the plunger and throw. Ah, missed. I need to be more precise.
Don't give up, Dobie. We have to defeat her so we can finally go to the bathroom. Another throw. Hit her in the shoulder.
Ha ha! Labrador! She looks like a hedgehog with plungers. My second throw. Right in the stomach. Direct hit.
The plungers are ready. Who would have thought we'd have to fight a teacher using plungers? But if that's the only way to win and get to the bathroom, so be it. Dobie, look, her health is decreasing. Just a bit more and we'll defeat her. Throw another one.
With pleasure. Here you go, Miss Duty. Another plunger and... Got her! We defeated her!
Hooray! Now we can finally go to the bathroom. Great job, Dobie. Thank you for watching. See you again. Hello, dear friends. Today, Dobie and I will be playing the scariest map in Roblox, Doors. We are in for a lot of mysterious challenges, and most importantly, we'll be accompanied by various jump scares and a creepy atmosphere throughout the journey. We hope you enjoy watching.
Yes, hello everyone. That's right, Sheriff Labrador. The fans have been asking us to play this map a lot. Thanks to all the likes and comments. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, we've already passed through 2 rooms.
Dobie, finally, we'll test your mettle. You always say you're not afraid of anything, but on all the maps we've played, you've always tucked your tail in fear. Ha ha ha!
Let's focus on the game, Labrador. I hope you didn't forget to put on a diaper yourself.
Look at how many people are with us. I think they, like us, decided to test their nerves. Dobie, how often do you play horror games alone? I get really scared when I'm by myself. It's always less scary with friends.
I don't really like playing alone either. It's definitely calmer with friends. Plus, you can always chat and share interesting stories with friends. It's strange. We're already at the 10th door and haven't encountered a single monster. Maybe the game glitched?
I don't think so, Dobie. These kinds of games love to wait for just the right amount of time, and then a really scary monster suddenly jumps out at you.
Ah, did you see the lights flicker? I think that's a sign that a monster is about to attack.
What? Where did we get teleported to? What should we do? We probably just need to keep moving forward and not look back. It's really scary.
Oh, I get it. We can't just keep moving forward. Let's be careful and watch out for any signs or clues.
Exactly, Dobie. When the turnaround sign appears on the screen, we need to make sure we don't miss it. I hope our whole team handles this monster, or it'll be even scarier alone. By the way, where is everyone? Maybe they got teleported to a nearby room? If that's the case, how does this monster track each player? Maybe there are several of them.
You mean several identical monsters? That's not a bad theory. Maybe we're being teleported to different worlds altogether.
Yes, we defeated the first monster. Looks like our whole team is okay too. Great job, Dobie. It seems there are 2 doors here and only 1 is correct. Do you remember the number of the previous door? It seems it was the 11th door. Oh, there's no 12th door here at all.
I definitely remember that the previous door was number 13. It seems the girl sacrificed herself for our team. Oh no, she's fine. But it must have been painful.
What's that blue light? Could it be another monster attacking us so quickly? I better just walk past as quickly as possible. It's not bothering me anyway. Looks like it was harmless.
We've already encountered 2 monsters. I wonder how many more there are. Please write in the comments. What do you think, Sheriff Labrador? How many doors will we pass today? Judging by our pace, we have a chance to reach the 100th door and beat the game. I really hope so.
I think we'll reach the 50th door. While you were talking, we met an absolutely identical monster with a blue glow. It seems to exist solely to psychologically scare us with its presence. Such jump scares only work on kids. But we've seen worse, haven't we? Perhaps the farther we go, the more frequently we'll encounter monsters. I wonder if it's possible for there to be 10 monsters in one room at once.
Let's keep going. I think we'll encounter a new monster soon. And here comes an attack. The lights are flickering again. Let's run into the closet.
Well, where is it? Was that attack fake and they just scared us? Listen to the sounds. Something cracked, probably the light bulbs.
It seems like we're about to suffocate. We should have practiced holding our breath. Ah, did you see that? Someone just ran by. It's a new monster.
We've already passed 20 rooms, though I don't see one of our team members. Hopefully he'll catch up if you're not dead. Here's a grill. Is this the end? Oh no, it seems we need to do something in the basement to open the gate of the grill. Maybe we need to find something like a button, or a lever?
Yes, I think there will definitely be something useful here. Maybe even a flashlight. I think I see a lever behind the grill. Great, he did it.
Let's tell the guys a scary story with an unexpected ending about how you and I went on a spooky quest.
Oh no, just don't remind me of that. I just forgot.
Once I, Sheriff Labrador, along with my partner Dobie, decided to unwind a bit and accept an invitation to a new quest that had opened nearby our precinct. It was called the Labyrinth of Horrors, and we were assured it would be a fun experience. We arrived at the quest, and right at the entrance, we were greeted by an ominous atmosphere. Dim lighting, gloomy decorations, and eerie sounds. But we were confident. What could frighten two sheriffs who had been through so many trials?
As we entered the maze, I was full of determination to prove that we weren't easily frightened. The first rooms were amusing, strange sounds and flashes of light. But the further we went, the scarier it became. In one of the rooms, vicious creatures suddenly appeared. Labrador seemed unfazed, but I could feel my heart pounding more and more. It was especially terrifying to encounter a huge wolf that unexpectedly leaped out of the shadows. We kept going, and the tension was mounting. At one of the turns, we were confronted by a group of terrifying clowns. Their menacing grimaces and sinister laughter making me flinch. I tried to hold it together, but fear was starting to take over.
In one of the last rooms, just when we thought nothing could be scarier, a huge bear with glowing eyes suddenly leaped out from around the corner. Dobie flinched and I felt him wobble slightly. At that moment, I heard a faint sound and realized that Dobie was genuinely scared. I looked at him and saw a dark stain spreading on his pants, which amused me a lot, but I tried not to show it. We hurried towards the exit, where the quest operator greeted us with a wide smile on his face. We pretended like everything was under control, but I knew that this experience would stay with us for a long time.
Wow, I'd rather forget about it forever, like a bad dream. Why did you record it on video? Now everyone will find out about it. How am I supposed to walk down the street calmly now?
Don't worry, you don't get recognized on the street as often as I do. By the way, do you remember the number of the last door? It was 29, so we should go to the 30th. Hey, girl, this way for us. Open this door.
Oh no, she can't hear you. Write in the chat. But you don't have to write anymore. I hope she survived. Let's just open this door ourselves.
Wow, we found a lockpick. We definitely need to try it out.
My nose is itching. That's not a good sign.
Do you see that? There are scary eyes on the wall. Maybe it's a new monster, and you're not supposed to look at them? Although, we would have died long ago. Let's just keep going.
It suddenly got really dark. The perfect moment to scare us. Did you hear that? Ah!
Phew, that was really scary. I hope you didn't wet yourself, because ahead of us awaits one of the bosses of this map. Seek.
Very funny. You screamed just as loudly as I did. Better prepare yourself mentally. We'll need to run and crawl through obstacles during the battle with the boss.
How do you know all this, Dobie?
To be honest, I've been preparing.
So you wouldn't be scared?
As you can see, it didn't help much.
Here it comes, it's starting. My paws are already sweating. Phew, let's go.
Run, run, run.
Don't worry, Dobie, we got this. The main thing is to stay alert.
I hope we won't get crushed by a wardrobe. Just don't look back or you might trip and fall.
Did you notice that during the boss battle, we also passed through doors because the room number increases?
That's true. It would be nice to make it all the way to the end of the game like this, because this boss is easier than the boss at the 50th door.
The main thing is not to get caught in the fire. Ouch, it seems like I just singed my tail.
Hooray, we did it. Look how we left him behind. He seemed quite slow. Let's tease him, ha ha ha.
Just be careful. The door might suddenly slam shut and we'll be left alone with him.
Looks like he slammed into the door at full speed, but serves him right. It seems like there are fewer and fewer of us, which doesn't make me happy, but it also shows that you and I are doing pretty well. Maybe we really will make it to the last door.
Meanwhile, we're almost to another boss. Figure. Oh, the lights are flickering again, but we already know what to do.
As far as I know, there are two types of monsters on this map that you need to hide from in the closet. The first one is Rush, and the second one is Ambush. The difference is that Ambush can fly by several times in a row, and you can't stay in the closet for too long.
Oh no, Dobie, this guy for some reason came out of the closet too early. I feel sorry for him. He probably blinked and thought the monster had already left. Sigh. Minus one more team member. Well, at least we got his lockpicks and lighter. Let's tell the guys an interesting story about how we saved the city from the cunning plan of a mad scientist to infect all electronic devices. This was the time when we, Sheriff Labradors and Dobie, decided to take a break from our usual work and head to the gaming club in the heart of the city. We couldn't afford to relax often, but sometimes we needed a bit of entertainment too. As soon as we entered the gaming club, we were surrounded by the sound of coins, flashing lights, and excited voices. We headed towards the arcade machines, and I noticed an old machine in the corner that always caught my attention.
We forgot about our work and got completely immersed in the world of arcade games. But suddenly, one of the machines malfunctioned. The screen started flickering and occasionally showed strange images that evoked horror and fear. People began to scream and panic.
We immediately realized that something was wrong. Dobie and I decided to check what was happening with this machine. When we approached it, I noticed a strange device connected to its back panel. It seemed to be some kind of signal transmission device.
While we were dealing with this, we received a call from the sheriff's office. It turned out that electronic devices throughout the city had started displaying similar symptoms. We realized that this was not a coincidence, but the cunning plan of some mad scientist.
We rushed to take action. Our top priority was to find this scientist and stop him before he caused even more damage to our city. We used all of our skills and resources to track down his whereabouts.
Thanks to our persistence and cooperation, we managed to find his hideout in an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. He was attempting to activate his device to cause even more chaos, but we thwarted him just in time.
We arrested him and prevented a catastrophe. This incident reminded us that even during leisure time, we must always be vigilant and ready to act when necessary. And although this experience was scary and tense, we were able to overcome it together, like true partners and friends.
Yes, it's wonderful to be a sheriff and have such a loyal and wonderful partner like you. Here we go, Sheriff Labrador. We've reached the next boss. We need to prepare ourselves mentally because it's going to be very challenging.
So, dear friends, this video is coming to an end. If you want to see the continuation of our game, please like and subscribe to the channel. Well, we're not saying goodbye. See you soon.
Greetings, friends. I'm Sheriff Dobie, and today, along with my loyal partner, Sheriff Labrador, we are diving into an incredible adventure in Roblox in the Bori Prison Escape Mode. Hello, Labrador. Hello, Dobie. Hello to all our viewers. Today, we have a challenging task: to escape from an underwater prison where the floor is made of water. It seems we've been framed and ended up here because of the merfolk. But no worries, we will find a way out. Yes, Labrador, that's right. This mode is a real test. Imagine a huge prison located underwater. Instead of the usual corridors and cells, there are massive aquariums filled with water where you have to swim to move around. Each cell has puzzles that need to be solved to progress further. Exactly, Dobie. And there are dangerous sea creatures here that will try to stop us. We will need to avoid sharks, electric eels, and even giant jellyfish. But the most difficult part is finding the keys hidden in various corners of this underwater prison. Precisely. So, our task is to find these keys, solve all the puzzles, and of course, uncover the mystery of who framed us and why. I'm sure we can handle this together.
And we need to stay alert because the merfolk might set traps for us. We must be cautious and always keep our ears pricked.
Absolutely right. So, are you ready for the adventure? Let's get started. Good luck to everyone. And don't forget to support us with likes and comments. We'll start with the first level, finding a way out of the cell. Oh, it seems we've already gotten out of the cell and into some strange place.
We're about to embark on a truly exciting adventure. One day, Dobie and I thought, what if we built a super rocket and traveled to all the worlds? We pooled all our knowledge, skills, and a bit of ingenuity to create this amazing machine. And now, the rocket is ready. Dobie, are you ready for launch?
Of course, Labrador. So, our super rocket, named World Voyager, is on the launch pad. We carefully designed it to withstand any conditions and take us to the farthest corners of the universe. Labrador, did you complete the final technical inspection?
Yes, Dobie, all systems are working perfectly. I checked the engines, fuel tanks, and navigation systems. We're ready for launch. All aboard, friends. Our first journey begins right now. Launch.
3, 2, 1, lift off. The rocket smoothly ascends. We pass through the atmosphere, and here we are, in open space. An incredible sight, right, Labrador?
Yes, Dobie, it's amazing. Our first destination is the moon, as it's the closest world to us. Within a few minutes, we've landed on the lunar surface. Everything is covered in dust, and traces of previous expeditions are visible. But what's this? Someone is coming towards us.
It's the moon inhabitants. They're friendly and have invited us to their market, where they sell unusual souvenirs and items made from moon rocks. We exchanged gifts and learned a lot about their culture, but it's time to move on. Where to next, Labrador?
Dobie, how about Mars? They say there are hidden cities there. We take off again and head to the Red Planet. After a soft landing, we see amazing Martian cities built under domes. These domes protect the inhabitants from the harsh conditions of Mars.
We met a Martian engineer who showed us his inventions. It turns out the Martians are developing systems to process Martian soil into useful materials. We took some ideas into account and set off again.
Our next stop was Titan, Saturn's moon. Everything here was covered with icy lakes and mountains. We put on special suits and went to explore the subglacial caves. In one of the caves, we met the Titanians, intelligent beings living under the ice and feeding on Saturn's energy.
The Titanians turned out to be excellent storytellers. They told us legends about their ancestors and showed us ancient manuscripts carved on ice tablets. We were impressed by their culture and peaceful way of life. Time flew by, and it was time for a new journey.
How about Venus? They say colonies living in the clouds have been recently discovered there. We took off and headed to this mysterious planet. Venus greeted us with a dense atmosphere, but we successfully made our way through it and saw giant floating cities in the clouds.
These cities were built on huge cloud platforms, and the Venusians turned out to be incredibly hospitable. They showed us their technology, which allows them to extract energy from cloud vortices and create artificial rainforests. We spent several days enjoying their hospitality and studying their achievements.
And now it's time for the farthest journey. We set course for Proxima Centauri, the closest star to us. This journey took several weeks, but thanks to our super rocket, we arrived safely. On one of the planets, we discovered an amazing world inhabited by cybernetic beings.
These beings lived in harmony with nature and technology. They showed us their advancements in artificial intelligence and nanotechnology. We were amazed at how they managed to create a perfect balance between life and technology. And so, finally, our journey came to an end.
We returned home, full of impressions and knowledge. It was an incredible adventure, and we're glad you friends were with us all this time. Our super rocket performed excellently, and we will definitely continue to explore new worlds in the future.
Thank you for being with us, friends. We learned a lot, saw incredible places, and met amazing beings. We hope you enjoyed our story.
I will tell you an amazing story that happened to us a week ago. There were so many incidents and calls in our town that Dobie and I just couldn't be everywhere at once. So we decided to take extreme measures and clone ourselves. Dobie, are you ready to tell how it all started?
All right. A week ago, Labrador and I turned to our old friend, Professor Tesla, who specializes in biotechnology. We explained our problem to him, and he suggested creating our clones. We knew it was risky, but we had no other choice.
Professor Tesla developed a special machine that could create exact copies of us with the same skills and knowledge. He assured us that the clones would act and think just like us. After a few hours of work, our clones were ready. We named them Dobie 2 and Labrador 2. The robbery was orchestrated by a gang known as the Dark Shadows. They were professionals, and it would have been tough for us to handle them. But our clones rose to the occasion. They infiltrated the bank through the ventilation system and managed to neutralize the robbers using their hand-to-hand combat skills and strategic thinking.
Meanwhile, Labrador and I received another call, a fire at a factory. We rushed there to help the firefighters. There were many people in the factory, and they needed to be evacuated urgently. Working together with the firefighters, we managed to save all the workers and prevent the fire from spreading to neighboring buildings.
During this time, Dobie 2 and Labrador 2 received a call about a hostage situation at a school. There were armed criminals on the scene, and the situation was very tense. Our clones started negotiating with the criminals while simultaneously devising a plan to rescue the hostages.
Using cleverness and negotiation skills, the clones managed to distract the criminals and secretly enter the school. They then neutralized the criminals and safely evacuated all the children and teachers. It was an incredibly brave and professional act.
Meanwhile, several more incidents occurred in our town. A jewelry store robbery, street races, and a highway accident. But thanks to our clones, we were able to handle each of them. Dobie 2 and Labrador 2 acted like real heroes, and people started noticing that the sheriffs could be in two places at once.
But not everything went smoothly. A few days later, we noticed that our clones were starting to behave strangely. They became more aggressive and unpredictable. Professor Tesla explained that the clones might begin to develop their own personalities and go out of control.
And then, one evening, our clones caused real chaos in the town. They decided they could become the new rulers of the town and started setting their own rules. We had to step in and stop them.
It was a tough battle. Our clones knew all our tactics and moves, but we used our wits and experience to outsmart them. In the end, we managed to neutralize them and bring them back to Professor Tesla.
The professor apologized for what had happened and destroyed the cloning machine. We realized there are no shortcuts to success and that we have to handle all challenges ourselves, relying on our own strengths and mutual support.
This was an important lesson for us. We understood that despite all the difficulties, true strength lies in our team and our ability to work together. Thank you for being with us, friends. We are always ready to help, and no difficulties will stop us.
A week ago, Sheriff Dobie and I used a teleport to travel to the future and the past. It all started when we received a mysterious device from our friend, Professor Tesla.
Professor Tesla explained that his new invention could move us through time. He gave us the task of testing the teleport and finding out how it could be used for the benefit of our town. We immediately agreed and began our journey.
First, we decided to travel to the past. We set the teleport to 50 years ago and found ourselves in our town when it was completely different. Old buildings, people in retro clothes, and vintage cars. It was all amazing. We met a young Sheriff Jack who became our mentor.
It was an unforgettable adventure, friends. We hope to use the teleport again to make our town safer. Thank you for being with us. Until next time and new adventures.
Hello, friends. It's Sheriff Labrador again with my best partner, Sheriff Dobie. Today, we've jumped into a very unusual Roblox mode. Escape from SpongeBob's prison. This is going to be a real underwater adventure. Leave a like if you also love SpongeBob-style adventures, and let us know in the comments who you think will escape from this prison first.
Hi, everyone. Yes, friends, today we have a special mission. Imagine this. We're locked up in a prison at the very bottom of the ocean, and the warden is none other than SpongeBob himself. But he's not as friendly as we know him. Here, he's a real guard and doesn't like it when someone tries to escape. We'll have to navigate through a ton of traps to break free.
The mode starts with us in our prison cells, and SpongeBob and his friends guarding the exits. Our task is to make our way through seaweed mazes, avoid jellyfish traps, cross dangerous bubble streams, and find keys to unlock the doors. And, of course, we need to do all this before SpongeBob notices our escape.
And the best part is, after each victory, the map changes. We might find ourselves in new and unexpected places, from the dark corridors of the Krusty Krab and Plankton's offices to mysterious underwater caves, and even at the bottom of jellyfish fields. Each new place brings new obstacles to overcome, and every time it gets harder and harder.
They say this prison was built by Plankton to hold everyone who knows the Krabby Patty secret formula, and SpongeBob ended up as the head guard by accident. Now he's protecting the formula from anyone who tries to get close. But we're not here for the formulas, we're here for freedom.
Yeah, and to escape, we not only need to avoid traps, but also solve puzzles. For instance, turning off floor lasers by using secret-keeping crabs, or cutting through seaweed barriers with special scissors found throughout the prison. And don't forget, we have a limited number of attempts, so we'll have to act fast.
Are you guys ready to cheer us on? Comment below who you think will find the key faster, me or Dobie. And don't forget, there are hidden bonuses and secret rooms in this mode that can give us a temporary advantage.
Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our underwater adventures. And now we're starting our escape from SpongeBob's prison. Onward to freedom and new victories.
Dobie, do you remember the day we found out we could go to Bikini Bottom? I still can't believe it's all real. We got a message about strange occurrences in the underwater world, and suddenly, we were invited to help out. Of course, I was ready right away, and as always, you were right there with me.
Of course, Labrador. Who could say no to an adventure like that? I remember you excitedly showing me the map of the ocean floor. It was something else. To enter a world that everyone only dreams of. At first, I thought it was a joke, but then I saw you seriously setting up the diving equipment, and I realized it wasn't a dream.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. To get to Bikini Bottom, we had to use a special capsule with a magic water portal. I never thought we'd be able to see this world with our own eyes. And there we were, right in the center, underwater, surrounded by bright corals and sandy roads.
Oh, it was amazing! I remember when we first saw SpongeBob. He was just like in the cartoon, all cheerful and good-natured. As soon as he saw us, he ran over and started asking tons of questions. Are you sheriffs? Real ones? From the surface world? His eyes were practically glowing with excitement, and he immediately led us to his house.
Yeah, he was so hospitable. He immediately offered us Krabby Patties and started talking about how strange things were happening in Bikini Bottom. Apparently, someone was messing with Mr. Krabs' recipes, and all the customers started complaining about the strange taste of the food. No one could figure out what was going on, so they called us.
I'll never forget the look Squidward gave us when we walked into the Krusty Krab. His sarcasm was so thick that I briefly wondered if we were even needed there. He was standing behind the counter saying, "Oh great, more heroes come to save Bikini Bottom. Like we don't have enough problems of our own." But you know, Labrador, I knew right away we had to keep going. Exactly! Turns out Plankton was working on another plan to steal the formula, but when we showed up, he was genuinely surprised. He tried to claim he knew nothing about the strange spices we found in his lab. Remember how he started explaining that it was all for new dishes? But we knew he was hiding something.
Yeah, Squidward was his usual self. But then, when we started investigating, things got even more interesting. We found traces leading to the chum bucket. There were strange powders scattered around that clearly weren't part of Krabby Patties. Well, Plankton couldn't pass up an opportunity to stick his nose in. Right. But when we pressed him, he started to crack. It turned out he had accidentally created a powder that completely changed the taste of Krabby Patties, and he wanted to use it for his own gain. He was sure it would make all the customers switch to him. Of course, we confiscated everything and warned him that if he got caught doing this again, there would be serious consequences.
The funniest part was when we got back to the Krusty Krab and told Mr. Krabs everything. He couldn't believe that Plankton had once again tried to sabotage his business, but then he started laughing so hard that he almost choked on his own coins. He said, "Oh, that Plankton. He never gives up. But thank you, sheriffs, for sorting out this mess."
And SpongeBob was so happy that everything turned out well. He even threw a little party for us at his pineapple house. Patrick, Sandy, and even Squidward were there. Although Squidward grumbled, he still came. We had a great time sharing stories with each other. It was an amazing day that I'll never forget.
You're right, Labrador. Not only did we help our friends in Bikini Bottom, but we also became part of their incredible world. They saw us off with big smiles and wishes of good luck. And you know what really stuck with me? SpongeBob's words when he said, "You'll always be our heroes, even if you're just being yourselves." It was so nice to hear.
I agree, Dobie. In Bikini Bottom, we not only solved the case, but also made new friends. And who knows, maybe we'll go back if they need our help again. After all, being sheriffs isn't just a job, it's a calling. Whether it's underwater or on land, we're always ready to help.
Absolutely, Labrador. As they say, friendship knows no boundaries, especially when it comes to a place like Bikini Bottom. Until our next adventure, my friend.
Dobie, do you remember how it all started? It was just a regular day. We were patrolling the town when suddenly something strange started happening. All the people we knew began turning into fish. At first, I thought it was a hallucination. But when you started growing scales, I knew this was no joke.
Oh, Labrador, that was creepy, I'll tell you that. I remember feeling fins suddenly growing on me, and it became hard to breathe, like I was suffocating in the air. And then, bam! I had a tail. It felt like a dream. But when I looked at you and saw that you had turned into a giant sea bass, I knew it was real. We all looked like characters from SpongeBob, except this wasn't a cartoon, it was a real problem.
I knew right away that the evil scientist doctor, Zlobinus, was behind it all. We had been keeping tabs on him for a while, remember? He was always a bit off, but no one thought he could pull off something like this. Turns out, his new fish formula actually worked, and now the whole town was underwater. Well, almost. We had to breathe through gills, and let me tell you, it's not as easy as it looks in cartoons.
Oh yeah, I tried to swim, but I couldn't get the hang of it. I kept getting swept away by the current and couldn't figure out how to control this fish body. It was so awkward. And then we realized all our gear, radios, patrol cars, was useless. How were we supposed to do our job if we'd all turned into fish?
Exactly, Dobie. But then I remembered Dr. Zlobinus' old hideout, his underwater lab that he once mentioned during an interrogation. We decided we had to get there, and luckily, we found some friendly sharks who agreed to take us there. Did you see how we tried to negotiate with them in fish language? That was something.
Ha ha, for sure. Honestly, I thought we were more likely to be snacks than passengers, but they weren't so bad after all, even though they behaved like real bullies. As they swam past, they kept trying to scare us or start races, but the important thing is they got us to the target. And Zlobinus' lab was straight out of a horror movie, covered in seaweed with strange mutant fish lurking everywhere.
Yeah, it was really creepy in there. But despite that, we didn't chicken out and pushed forward. I remember when we started looking for the machine that was responsible for all of this. When we found it, it was guarded by a giant octopus, clearly trained by Zlobinus. This octopus wasn't just a guard. It was like a real fighter protecting its master.
Oh, that octopus. I won't forget how it skillfully used its tentacles. At first, I didn't know how we'd handle it, but you suggested using our fish instincts to try and outsmart it. We released bubbles and created a diversion, and it worked. While it chased our fake trails, we managed to shut down the machine.
Yeah, that was a great move. After shutting off the machine, we triggered the reversal process, and everyone in town started turning back to normal. Did you see the looks on people's faces when they realized they were human again? No one knew what to do with all those custom-made outfits. After all, you don't see a shark in a police uniform every day.
And the best part, we caught Zlobinus. He thought his plan was foolproof, but we found him hiding in the deepest corner of his lab. When we tied him up and brought him to court, all he could do was grumble, "This was the experiment of the century. You don't understand science." Well, maybe he's right about the century part, but in the worst way. Thanks, everyone, and may you all have square pants like SpongeBob.